81% of people say they want to write a book. Only 1% do. Write, publish, and market your book to build your business and your brand. Become a #1 best-selling author. Leave a legacy. Write your story and share your message to the world. Books for business. Share your expertise. Learn more at eliteonlinepublishing.com.
Hey everyone, this is Jen Foster. I'm with Elite Online Publishing, and today we have a special guest, Anita Henderson, and she is what we call the author's midwife, and she helps us to write our books. She is a great ghostwriter, amazing person. So I'm going to bring her on, and then we're going to get started. Today we're going to be talking about how to write, how to publish, answering all your questions, and so I'll bring Anita on. Hey, Anita, how's it going?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. Well, we're excited to be live today. We are on Facebook as well as YouTube, and we're just really excited. My business partner, Melanie, can't be here today, but her and I are #1 best-selling authors with Wall Street Journal and USA Today, which we're super proud of. We did that in January this year. And we're also 15 times best-selling authors. We have written tons of books, but most importantly, we've helped a lot of people write books. And Anita has helped us along the way. We've been working with you for what, a couple of years now?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. And she's a great ghostwriter. We love working with her. And we do this really fun thing we call the VIP Day, which is really awesome. But one thing that kind of separates us from other publishing companies is we help you to market your book. And when we market your book, we help you to achieve a #1 bestseller, which is really exciting. Not very many people can say that they have that. And when they do, it can give them a lot of credibility and status. So it's really exciting. And Anita is actually kind of a whisperer, so to say, a book whisperer, a writing whisperer. And she helps us create the really good content. But the thing that Anita does is really helps with the focus of what the book's going to be about, the strategy of the book, to help your business or to whatever the purpose of your book is, because there's always a purpose to a book. Some people want to share their message. Some people want to inspire others. Some people want to make money. Some people want to increase their business. Like there's so many different reasons. And so if you don't have that going in, then of course you don't have your goal. So you're not going to have a best-selling book because you're just writing whatever, right? You don't have a purpose for the book. So that's what we do when we do the VIP Day. So today we're going to cover planning, which is kind of some of that what I was just talking about. We are going to cover writing, and we don't want writer's block. We don't want, all the things about writing, a lot to it. And some people are really good writers and some people are really good talkers. So we'll talk about that. And then we're going to talk about both publishing and best practices. And then we're going to talk a little bit about marketing and a little bit about bestseller strategies. So along the way, feel free to ask questions. We're going to be popping up questions and answering them. And for sure, at the end, a Q&A session. So Anita, take it away.
Take it away. I'm ready. So guess what, everybody? I figure you joined this Facebook Live because you're somewhere in the book writing process, right? Either you're just thinking about it, or you've got some notes or some content. You might even have a book you've written already and you're ready to take it to bestseller. So do us a favor and drop in the comments. Let us know where you are. Are you kind of just at the start? Are you ready for some bestseller tips and strategies, or are you somewhere in the middle? Just drop in the comments so we'll get an idea of who's watching and what you need, okay? So I will tell you that one of the aspects of writing a great book, with great being the operative word, is planning. That is one of the things that almost every author sort of overlooks. God bless you. It's okay. Like no one likes to plan, but it is essential to lay the groundwork for your awesome book, your best-selling book. And so planning sounds like a drag. It sounds like it's not a lot of fun. There's a lot of critical aspects to actually planning your book. But one of the most important aspects, as far as I'm concerned, is really understanding what your purpose is for writing the book in the first place. So when you think about the purpose of your book, I think about it in two ways. It's sort of like a two-in-one kind of thing. So there's really two purposes for your book. There's one purpose that is the purpose for you, the author. And then the second purpose is for the reader, right? Because we're writing a book to share it with other people. Otherwise, we could just journal, right? So the one purpose for you really is about your why. Why are you writing this book in the first place, right? What is it doing for you? What's it going to fulfill? What are your goals? What's the outcome, the results, right? What do you want to see at the end? In addition to bestseller status, what else? Why else are you writing this book? You need to be really, really clear on that. And then the second part of it is that you need to know what the outcome should be for your readers. And so that's something that I delve into. And I ask our authors all the time, what do you want your readers to think, to feel, and to do when they finish reading your book? Your book should change your reader in some way. And we help our authors get very clear about that at the start of the book project. And that really focuses, that's some of the focus of the planning that we do. Jennifer mentioned our VIP day. We cover a lot of other things in VIP day, like the topic of your book, who your ideal reader is. That's really important. We talk about the publishing schedule, so you know how things unfold, what happens first, next, and last, so you don't waste your time or your money sort of redoing things when you don't have to do that. And there are lots of other things. We do a deep dive in with our authors to set them up for bestseller success, right? And so, beyond just the planning of your book, which is super important, is actually writing the content for your book. And this is also a part where a lot of people get tripped up. Jennifer, you know this. We can have the desire to write all day long, but if we don't have some words on the page, whether it is, if you're the kind of person that literally handwrites, or if you're a typer like me and you're doing it in a Word document, you got to put some words on the page. Okay. So, and what I'm talking about is really, really good content, right? So this is the content that really moves readers, that connects with them in an authentic way, where you're sharing your story, you're demonstrating your expertise, right? And a lot of authors just get stuck with this, right? Because they experience writer's block. It's a real thing. But it doesn't have to halt you in your forward progress when you're actually writing a book. You don't have to get stuck in what I call no man's land when it comes to writing great content. And so here's a really simple strategy we share with authors to really kind of get you started and help you avoid writer's block. And one of the most important things at the start of writing, for those of you who are right there at the beginning, is to outline your book. And I have a super, super simple outlining strategy that I call, is so easy, 1-3-3-1. 1-3-3-1. So just kind of write, if you're taking notes, in a vertical way, 1-3-3-1. And I'll tell you what they are. The first one, and this is how you outline your book, it's just the foundation. It doesn't stop here. This is just the start. So the first one is your topic or theme, right? What are you writing about? Your book should have one theme. You're not writing about this, and this. You're writing about one thing, your expertise. You want to inspire people, your life story. One thing you're writing about is the theme of the book. And then you want to break that down into 3 main categories, just 3 for starters. It might expand to more than that, but just start with 3. Think about those as sort of your chapter, well, not chapters, but the sections of your books. You've got 3 main sections. And then under each of those 3 sections, you've got 3 stories, examples, or, some other kind of data or information, right? So for each of your 3 main sections, you've got a story, an example, something like that underneath there. And then the last one in that 1-3-3-1 is the takeaway. What should the reader take away from your awesome book? So that's a really simple start to outlining your book. If you're at that phase in the book development process, it gets deeper. We go wider with it, but that's one way that we help our authors get started. So there's a whole lot more to the writing process and the outlining process. Like, for example, finding great content that you already have. So for business owners, we know that you have content already, and we help our authors mine their business to find that content. There's also the concept of dropping seeds into your book so that people want to work more closely with you, and it guides them to do that. We do a deep dive into storytelling, which, as far as I'm concerned, is the magical key ingredient to any best-selling book. And then there's also some other things we do to help our authors become bestsellers. And we do all of that in VIP Day. We will do that in our upcoming book creation masterclass, which is going to be amazing. It is coming up. It's called Ignite Your Bestseller. And so for those of you who are at the beginning of the book writing process, this is perfect for you. If you already have a manuscript ready, it's perfect for you too, because you're going to be learning all these strategies to turn that book into a bestseller. We would love for you to join us. It's a small group session over 2 half days. We don't want to wear you out, so we're going to do it in half days, 2 days in October. It's open to 10 future best-selling authors, and we're ready to help you take it to the next level. So we've shared the details and the dates in the comments, so you'll have it there. And I hope you will mark on your calendar, sign up, and plan to join us for Ignite Your Bestseller. It's a great book creation masterclass, small group, so I highly suggest you get in there early before we are sold out. But that's a little bit about the planning and the writing aspects for your best-selling book. And one of the ways that we move forward with the process and to get it really sharp and really tight for true bestseller status is the publishing aspect. And so Jennifer is going to share some publishing strategies to help you with your guaranteed bestseller blueprint. Jennifer?
Awesome. Can you guys hear me good?
Yep.
Can you hear me okay? I switched my microphone, so I want to make sure we're good.
Oh, I've got you.
Okay, good. Awesome. I'm going to make sure we have our comments on too, so that's good. Great. Well, yeah, so we want to talk a little bit about the publishing part of it. Now, you probably have a friend or somebody that you know that published a book, or they might even tried to become a bestseller, or maybe they are a bestseller. But for many books, the publishing secret really is not, it's different than what you think it would be. So you definitely have to have a high quality book. You have to have a high quality cover. There's so many things to think about. There's, you know, the saying, what is it? You don't judge a book by its cover.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
What? You do. You really
People do it all the time.
And if you don't have a good cover, then yeah, you don't have a high quality book. And then of course there's the title. So there's a lot to do with the title. So when we publish a book, we go over that. If we have a title strategy, a title formula. And then of course there's the copy editing. So the proofreading, the copy editing, all of the different things that go into it that sometimes gets overlooked. And of course the formatting, there's a lot to do with formatting. We're currently getting a book ready right now for formatting. And we just finished one. We actually have a really awesome book coming out on Tuesday. I want to show you. Look how awesome that looks. It looks amazing. And the formatting inside really matters, right? So that is a really big key. And of course, the modifications that need to be done and the proofreading that needs to be done before you actually release it to the world. So there's a lot more to it than just, you know, the little, like you think, oh, I'll just publish a book and I'll just, you know, hire someone, a graphic designer to do my cover and we're done. No, it's a lot more to it than that. So that's why we are the experts, and we've been doing this for over 6 years. And we want to help teach you how to do that in our bestseller masterclass. And so the Ignite Your Bestseller really is just that writing masterclass, that publishing masterclass, and to help you to really understand what you need to do, how do you need to do it. And we're going to do it over 2 days. So those 2 days will be teaching you all the different things you need to know for your book. And that will help you with all of the secret weapons, you know, so that you can publish it in the right way. And then after you've published it, then we want to turn on the marketing machine. And we actually are really excited because our company just rolled out a marketing portal, we're calling it. And it's an online website, so to speak, membership site that you can go in and get all your marketing tools in one place. So we're really excited about that. And that is going to be a bonus to our Ignite Your Bestseller writing as well. So we're really excited about that. And one of the things that we really specialize in, like I said before, is bestseller and making sure that you have maximum sales and that your book is maximized on Amazon, because Amazon is a search engine. And what people don't realize is, there's millions and millions and millions of books on Amazon, and we want your book to be found. So you don't really want to have a book called My Story, because that's not a very good book's title, right? You want a book title that's compelling, that has keywords, that's, catches your attention. You want all those kind of things. So we help you optimize not only the title and make sure the cover looks great, but we have keywords and categories and different Amazon research, kind of search engine optimization type SEO, right? That we help to make sure that the book is a best-selling book, that it hits the right categories on Amazon, that you're not in the basket weaving category, that unless your book's about basket weaving, right? That you're in a really good category for your book that actually matches, right? So you really want to make sure that you have all of that. And I want to just double check the comments real quick. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, multiple categories. Yes. We want to make sure you're in multiple categories. And Amanda can hear us. Perfect. Yeah. So what Melanie's saying is it really is important on the categories, because one thing Amazon does is it gives you just a couple categories. But one thing that our company does is we put you in multiple categories, and we put you all over Amazon. Because I don't know if you know this, but Amazon is more than .com. There's Amazon UK, Amazon Australia, Amazon Canada, Amazon Mexico, India, Netherlands, Germany. There's so many. There's so many. And we want your book to be available in all of those places. And we want it to be in the right category in all of those places. And so that's why we want to make sure that you have the right keywords, the right categories, all of those kind of things, right? And that's why
I think that's really key. And I really think, Jennifer, that that's a strategy that Elite executes, that a lot of authors and a lot of other book publishers totally miss.
Yeah.
They just kind of want to get the book up there, but they're not thinking strategy. And I think that's what helps get our authors to bestseller status.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really important, because if you just throw your book up on Amazon and then you say, I wonder why I'm not selling any books. Or you say, I published my book. I don't know why no one's reading it. And it's because you don't have a marketing strategy. It's because you don't have a best-selling campaign. You can't just expect to put a book up on Amazon and for it to make a lot of sales. And they actually say that the average book only gets 250 sales in its lifetime. Lifetime. Wow. That doesn't mean the first year. That means forever, because books last forever. So the average book doesn't sell much. But we want to make sure that when you write a book, that your book isn't average, right? We want your book to be high quality. We want it to be best-selling. And that's why we've had success over the last 6 years, is because we want to make sure that the book is those things. So we don't want to just publish any book, right? So it's really,
I want to know what percentage of books that Elite has published have become bestsellers.
Yeah. So far we are 100%.
Say that again.
We're 100% best-selling on all of our books, which is really, really exciting.
That is
awesome. We have some coming up, and I don't think things are going to change, because they're really great books that are coming up. We're really super excited. And one of the other things that we can talk about that's really important, because most authors don't do this, is they don't have what's called an Amazon author page. Now, we've actually worked with clients that come to us and they want help with a bestseller campaign because they're not selling many books, or they want help with marketing. And we go look at their book on Amazon, and they've been published by a traditional publisher, or maybe they've self-published, but they don't have what's called an Amazon author page. And it's so interesting, because you'd think that these big publishers would have claimed their Amazon author page for them, but
Right.
they don't do any marketing for them. They don't help them with any social media. They don't help them with a website. They don't help them with any of that kind of stuff. And the Amazon author page is super important. We call it it's kind of like it's like free advertising from Amazon. I mean, you want Amazon to advertise for you, right?
It's almost like a website, right? It's almost a website for you.
It's almost a website. So what it does is it gives you your bio, it gives pictures, videos, and you can actually add your blog feed or your podcast feed to it. So it's really great. And of course, it shows your books. So people can go and buy your books and get the look inside feature and all of those kind of things. So it's very important to have an Amazon author page. So these are some of the things that we're going to be talking about in our VIP book creation day, in our Ignite Your Bestseller 2-day event that's coming up in October. And so we really want you to go check that out. It's igniteyourbestseller.com. And you can check out that VIP book creation day so we can actually help you to write your book and help you to publish and help you to market. And that's what's most important, is having someone who's done it before help you with it, right?
Yeah.
So that's really good. So Nita, tell us a little bit about like some of the benefits of coming to that 2-day event.
Well, for starters, you're going to be in a tight group, very small group. So you'll have some independent, focused attention on your specific book. So don't think that there's going to be like 50 people in this book. We're really opening it to 10 authors who are ready to make a huge difference in what they're doing with their book. So you get that personalized attention. Plus you get to learn from the other authors who are there. You're going to learn some of the things we talked about today, outlining your book to make it super easy, right? It's just the start that really gets people stuck. So we want to get you over that hump. We're actually going to be creating some content in Ignite Your Bestseller. So we will be recording and you will get the transcript from the day, the 2 half days, so that you can kind of copy and paste that content and use that as a starter for your manuscript, right? Or you can as a continuation from what you've already done. So you've got the transcript.
Let's talk about that for a minute with the transcription, because that's a huge thing. I mean, technology today is so crazy and it changes all the time. And so I always say we want to utilize that technology, right? So everyone's different. Some people are writers and they like to sit down and handwrite things out. Some people are typers.
God bless them. That's not
yes, that's not me either. But some people like to type. So they're like, okay, I'm going to type it out. And their mind and their fingers, it just goes. And then there's people like me, and I like to talk. So when I have something in my head, I can just talk. And maybe not the right words come out, but with technology today, I can record it, transcribe it, and I can have that transcription to give to someone like you, a ghostwriter, to help me to organize it, delete things, add things, edit things, move things around.
Yeah.
And it makes it a lot easier to write a book.
So much easier because you have chunks of content that are right there. All you need to do is kind of wordsmith it and get rid of the ums and ahs and things like that you say. But also it's easy for people who, like you say, who are like Jennifer, who prefer to talk it out, especially when you're telling a story. Yeah. And I'm telling you, story is everything in your book, in your nonfiction book. People think about story only for fiction, but for nonfiction, top of the line, you got to tell some stories. And for some people, it's difficult for them to write out stories. It's easier to talk out the story. And the transcription is phenomenal. So we'll be doing some of that during the Ignite Your Bestseller book creation day. Again, you're going to learn from the others. We will be in there giving you instruction, insights that you will not get anywhere else. I promise you. Another thing that sort of holds up a lot of would-be authors, aspiring authors, is that they just don't understand what goes into publishing. People don't know what publishing a book means, right? It's enough to get it written. Now, what do I do with this Word document or this, yellow legal pad with all these words on it? What do I do with it? What does publishing include? And so we're going to go over that, not only the steps in the publishing process, but also the order in which they need to happen. A lot of people waste money and time doing things out of order. There is a specified order for it. We have a process for how we take our authors through the process. And Yeah, it makes it super easy, much more enjoyable, less stressful. You get to have your life. We know that you've got other things to do. You have a business, a career, a family
Mhm.
that you need to focus on. And it helps to know what comes first, next, and last in the publishing process. And we'll even create a publishing calendar for you that is color coded and super fantastic. So you know where everything fits and how long each step should take along the process.
I love that. And how much of the book do you think they could get written?
Oh my gosh. So it kind of depends on people's talkability,
Yeah.
what they come to the day with. Some people will come with some content already written. And I always think in words. People say, well, how many pages is that? I think in the number of words. And so we'll tell you what our target goal is for you to reach with the first draft of your manuscript. We'll tell you that in book creation day. But I would say you would get a good chunk of your book done. I would say at least 15 to 20% of your book. And that's a great start or a great continuation to what you already have.
Yeah, that's awesome because that's, I think, the biggest hurdle to overcome when you say, I'm going to write a book is just getting started and
Yeah.
getting that first, third of your book written,
Mhm.
getting it down on paper or on manuscript or typed or however you want to say it, right? Getting it
Yep.
done. And maybe some of the fundamentals of that, a lot of people don't know, like, where do I start? Do I use Microsoft Word? Do I use Pages on Apple? Do I use, do Google Docs? Like, how do I save this? How do I share it? Do I print it out? Like, what are the different ways? So we go into some details on that.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get tons of questions, and we encourage people to come with those questions, right?
Yeah.
This is your chance to ask every question you've ever had about writing, publishing, marketing a best-selling book, and getting it to bestseller. This is your chance not only to learn from us, the experts, but also to learn from the others who will be in the group. And remember, it'll be a small group, only 10 in your group, and we're just going to have a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to be super smart. You won't even look at another book the same way ever again by the time you
True.
have this information, and you'll be super psyched and ready to go with your best-selling book. We're ready to help you. So we hope that you go ahead and sign up for Ignite Your Bestseller. We'll be there, Jennifer and I, and Melanie as well. So hope to see you there.
Yeah, we put the dates in the comments as well as the link. So you can go to igniteyourbestseller.com to get all of the information and all the details of the 2-day event. And I'll just throw that up on the bottom there again of the video. And yeah, so we're going to have so much fun. We're really excited. And, these 2 days, you really will walk away with the foundations for your book, plus a ton of content that will help you to go in the right direction so you can get finished and maybe even finish your book in 2021. I mean, what would that look like to say, I am a #1 best-selling author and my book was published in, October, November, December of 2021. Like, that's pretty awesome. That would be really awesome. And it's totally doable. Now, if you have a really longer book, if you have a lot more details, it might be January, February, but that's just because it'll take longer to write. Right?
Yeah, I'm going to add this little nugget, Jennifer. I'm going to let everybody
Okay.
who's watching either live or in the replay know that we're headed to a conference in a couple of days, and we're going to be
Yeah.
sharing and inviting those conference attendees to join us in the Ignite Your Bestseller book creation day. Again, we are opening it for 10. That's it. So I highly encourage you to jump in and reserve your spot, one of those 10 spots, because when we get to the conference, game over. They're going to jump on it and snap it up. So we're doing this live training for you right now so you can be among the first to know about Book Creation Day. Jump on it, reserve your spot. We hope to see you there.
Yes, awesome. The link is in the comments. Go to igniteyourbestseller.com. And now, if we have any questions, we're happy to answer. If you have any questions about publishing or marketing or bestsellers or writing, how to overcome writer's block, put them in the comments. Let us know and we'll answer those questions and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So,
As people are typing and thinking, Jen, you tell
yeah.
me tell people what the value of being a bestseller is. Like, okay, so I'm a bestseller. What does that mean? What could that mean?
Yeah. So The thing that first comes to my mind when I wanted to become a best-selling author was I just wanted that title, right? I wanted that title so that when I am introduced, when I'm speaking or on a podcast, that I can be introduced as a best-selling author. So definitely the status and the title is what first comes to my mind. But it really is a lot more than that, because not only does it give you that status and title, but it gives you that credibility. So when I first started and became a #1 best-selling author back in, I think it was like 2013 or something like that, it really changed my business. And I didn't expect it to change as much as it did. And it was more of just that I had that credibility now because I had a book about the thing that I was selling, right? I had a book about marketing and SEO. I had a book about
wrote the book
how
on
to get
it, right?
found. Yeah. And so then I got a lot more clients on that, right? I got a lot more clients because I had that credibility. I had that book behind me, right? And so it really gave me that status and credibility.
Yeah, it's a credibility booster. It's something you can talk about forever. You will always be a best-selling author, and that is awesome.
Yeah. And we kind of upped it this year. In January, we wrote the book called Authority. I wrote a chapter in the book. It's a collaboration book, so it has an anthology, so to speak. Has lots of different authors in it. And that book, Authority, hit #1. It actually hit #4 on the Wall Street Journal bestseller list. So that was super exciting, and the USA Today list. And that was super exciting. And it was up there with a bunch of really famous people. So that made me feel really good. And that really heightened not just the feeling of saying I'm a Wall Street Journal bestselling author, but it really does heighten your expertise and status as well. I've been invited on a lot of podcasts this year, and I wouldn't have had that if I wasn't on that list, right?
Absolutely. I think you're right. It is a credibility booster. It does put you in the realm of some other super high profile people. I know we had an author, was it last year, who hit the Wall Street Journal bestseller #3 on the list after Barack Obama and Matthew McConaughey. Okay. Good company to keep. And so keep in mind, everybody who's watching, that we're not just talking about Amazon bestseller. We're talking about Wall Street Journal. We're talking about USA Today. We're talking about helping you write a book that can stand on its own and really shine on the bestseller, like really make it to the bestseller list. And a lot goes into it. It's the content. It is the campaign. It is the publishing. It's the strategy. And that's really what we're bringing to the table and what we want you to understand. You're going to walk away from Ignite Your Bestseller understanding what it takes to really write a high quality best-selling book.
Yes. And I do want to point out too, last year we had an author who her book got an award this year, Tracy Green Washington, and her book hit I think 7 categories on Amazon, and #1 international bestseller. But then this year she got the Nautilus Award, I think is what it was called.
Yes.
And that was so exciting for her to win that, because her book had such great content, had such great quality, taught a really great message.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah. So we're talking about bestsellers and award winners. That's what we're producing here at Elite Online Publishing. And that's what we want for you. If you're going to write the book, do it right, publish it well, and then get the strategy and understand what the marketing is and make it a bestseller. Looks like everybody, we must have just given all the great information, because I don't see any questions.
So if you do have more questions, we're going to wrap it up now, but just post them in the comments and we'll answer those. Or you can go to our website, eliteonlinepublishing.com, fill out the author submission form, or go to Ignite Your Bestseller and join us for the 2-day writing and publishing event. You will be excited. It will be so great to get your book done. You'll be feeling so good because you'll have all that weight lifted off of you, because you have help.
There you go. We'll see you there, everybody.
We'll see ya. We'll finish off with a little video. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.
81% of people say they want to write a book. Only 1% do. Write, publish, and market your book to build your business and your brand. Become a #1 best-selling author. Leave a legacy. Write your story and share your message to the world. Books for Business. Share your expertise. Learn more at eliteonlinepublishing.com.